The Eagles are going to beat the Rams. I wanted the Rams to beat the Eagles. I even put it on my early bracket earlier in the week, but I've changed it. I think the Lions will knock off the Eagles. I think the Eagles have more concerns than people realize. The unrest in the wide receiver room, Jalen Hurts not throwing the ball particularly well right now, and it kind of all coming down to the defense and the running attack, which is good enough to win certain games. But as you advance through the playoffs, these games get tougher, and you face teams like the Lions who are equally matched. But the reason this team is losing, the Rams, to the Eagles, these numbers are absolutely god-awful. Stafford in the snow, 1-8, 54.6% completion percentage, 11 interceptions, 76 passer rating in those games. Expected to snow in Philly. Probably going to be a lot of ground and pound Saquon Barkley and defense. And unfortunately, this home field advantage mixed with the defense and formula of rushing Saquon Barkley is just going to be a tough battle. Rams lose this game, in my opinion, and then I believe the Detroit Lions will try and turn the tables on their fortune. The Fantasy Football Show begins now. File on in.
Live from the FantasyFootballShow.com studios.
It's the Fantasy Football Show. Live!
Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern.
Smitty is also live whenever news breaks.
I know everybody wants it to be the Rams. I get that. But when you're talking about dropping some cash money on the game, you got to use your head, not your heart. Will I be rooting for the Rams? I certainly will. I'll be rooting for Kyren Williams to have 3 touchdowns. I'll be rooting for Puka Nacua to have 10 receptions, 150 yards. I'll be rooting for a comeback from Cooper Kupp, who's been on a milk carton and probably won't be removed from it walking out of this game. But Matthew Stafford is god-awful in snow games, and this is going to be a brutal performance at the end of the day if these stats have anything to say about it. Now, I do think that there's a shot that any team could beat any other team on any given Sunday, Monday, Saturday, occasional Friday, Thursday, occasional, Tuesday, Wednesday, Monday, doesn't matter. Any team can knock any team off at any one moment, but the odds are certainly stacked against the Rams. And while the defense is young and exciting, and there's a lot going on for this Rams organization, if they can retain Stafford for another year or two, this is an exciting team next year. When Stafford leaves, it will be tough to know where everybody's going to fall in the fantasy football ranks. Where's Puka Nacua going to be ranked in everyone's mind if Stafford's no longer a quarterback in LA? But right now he is. And right now this is an exciting team. And like I said, right now everybody's going to want the Rams to win this game. And I get that. And I'll be rooting with everybody. But this is a tough Eagles defense with a very tough run game with snow now involved. Likely is snow to be involved. And that's a bad thing for Stafford. But, this is my bracket as of now. I am changing my Rams pick because of the weather. And I'm gonna have this thing. I know it looks boring. We got KC versus Detroit, 1 seeds. I do think that the Buffalo Bills will win this game. But this is the toughest matchup. Actually, this Washington game is going to be tough too. JD5's coming to play ball. These are all really tough at this point, minus this KC-Houston game, which I think KC will easily win. But again, this is NFL football. Anything can happen on any given Sunday. Any given Saturday. And I know a lot of you are saying, Rams will win, Kyren. Of course we want Kyren to explode. And of course we want these players to go nuts. But it's just going to be a tough battle with this weather. It'd be different if it was in LA. If it was in good weather, a good weather scenario. But to play in the backyard and to play in weather that's conducive to the team you're playing, that has arguably one of the best defenses in the National Football League, that has arguably the best rushing attack in the National Football League, in a cold weather game where there might be limited scoring and Saquon Barkley just gets to ground and pound, it's gonna be a fun game to watch, no doubt about it. But hopefully it's not low scoring. But I do predict the Rams to lose this one with the injected weather conversation. Phone lines are open. We don't have a ton to go over today. This could be a phone call show for the most part. Dial in, dial in, dial in.
Call into the show. Call into the show.
Dial in, dial in, dial in to the show. Not much news today. I kind of, in a way, can't wait for the season to be over, the entire playoffs, so that we can get right into 2025 in a way that you can't fully get into now. Like, it's hard to do Derrick Henry takes when he could get hurt. He's still playing. It's hard to do Jahmyr Gibbs takes right now, or Jameson Williams. I want to make a video about Jameson Williams going to the moon next year, but it's like you still have him playing. You know, you got unsettled value. He could be an even bigger steal if I just wait a couple weeks. You know, like, who knows how he finishes. Maybe he finishes on the low. Maybe he finishes on the high. And so it's hard to create content right now that will resonate 2 weeks from now at the same level and the same angle and the same degree, because there's going to be a little bit of, you know, potential volatility or some sort of explosion game. So it makes it really tough to do certain pieces of content. I still doesn't hold me back from doing it, but I've been, in a way, kind of picking at players that are already out of contention or, you know, out of the playoffs, so that I can make sure that content doesn't get, you know, stale in a couple weeks or a week or a couple days or whatever. But as soon as the NFL, as soon as, you know, this week occurs, we have many more players that we can then speak of in ways that won't potentially go stale. So can't kind of wait until the season's over, to be honest with you. That's kind of my wheelhouse. I love the complete and utter offseason. It's the most fun time for me. The breaking news shows whenever big news breaks, the trades, the free agency, the rookie content, the rookie draft. I just can't wait. Dial in, dial in, dial in. Yeah, Buffalo is going to be a tough game too. There's a good chance that these two games, this Rams-Eagles game and this Buffalo-Baltimore game, are going to be just freezing cold. Very low scoring. Not a ton of touchdowns, a lot of field goals, a lot of defense, a lot of running, you know, a lot of Henry, a lot of Cook and Josh Allen running the ball. That's what might be in the Ravens' favor. Just Lamar, Henry, lots of running, and Josh Allen making sure he gets Cook involved. And if Cook doesn't step up like Henry needs to step up to, you know, a certain level, then that could be the difference in the game. So it could come down to James Cook versus Derrick Henry, which in Baltimore, in Buffalo, with the weather, it's really good for both teams. They both are very, very capable of playing in this weather, and that's kind of the one thing that, you know, this isn't the case over here, is Philly and the Rams. Like, one team knows how to play in this weather. One team will be in their backyard. So kind of tough. Bucks win the Super Bowl 2026. I don't know, bro. Tall order. Possible? Anything's possible. I really liked what they were going to do. What they were prepared to potentially do this year and upset some people, and they just fell a little short. I really liked the momentum they had walking in. I thought really the Bucks had a real good chance of winning a couple games. But yeah, right now I don't know. It depends how Mike Evans plays next year. What are they going to do in free agency? There's a lot to needs to go down. Commanders, Rams, Chiefs, Ravens. Could be, Jose. You never know. Look, every team on this board right here is capable of going to the Super Bowl. The Commanders are, except for Houston. Houston's not. You can say whatever you want. Maybe they surprise the Chiefs. Who knows? But I don't think the Houston Texans are going to the Super Bowl. I'd almost bet my left leg on that. I think every other team on this board could go to the Super Bowl. The Washington Commanders, I mean, you could just see the storyline, you know, rookie quarterback, Jaden Daniels, unbelievable, you know, season continues and he marches right into the Super Bowl, you know, loses to KC and the refs, and it's all said and done. Taylor Swift will be back next year. I could see it all mapped out right now. At the end of the day, who are the two best teams? On this side of the fence, they all three have their pros and cons, you know, or they're almost all pros. KC, look, KC, people will judge KC for how they played the majority of the year without Pacheco, without Hollywood Brown. That's a mistake. This is a totally different team right now. Buffalo, they're playing lights out, and Josh Allen is playing at the highest level we've ever seen him play, and James Cook is playing at the highest level we've ever seen play. Derrick Henry is still doing Derrick Henry things, and he doesn't show signs of slowing down. Lamar is playing outstanding football. Adding Henry to Lamar was the package and the formula that we needed. And so it's like, that side's really hard to predict. Anybody that says, oh, it's got to be the Ravens, or oh my God, it's got to be the Buffalo Bills, or oh my God, KC's totally going to win. You don't know. It's so close. It's so close. This side, I feel like, from a talent perspective, the Eagles and Detroit Lions are by far and away the most talented teams from top to bottom. You got two stellar defenses, two stellar offensive lines, two stellar rushing attacks, two stellar, collectives in terms of quarterback and receivers combined. But this team is struggling to throw the ball a little bit. This team's on fire. And the Rams, look, the Rams could, I think, they could knock off the Eagles. I had that on my earlier week bracket. I just changed it. I did have the Rams winning this game. The weather that I just talked about at the top of the show is the big reason why I'm flipping the script on this one. Stafford is awful in the snow, and it is expected to snow in Philly. That changes the game, and for me, that just makes me stray away from a quarterback that's playing in cold weather, not used to cold weather, plays horrible in cold weather, and you've got Cooper Kupp completely missing and on a milk carton and probably never to return. So the team's been playing great. The defense has been awesome. If they're playing in LA, like I said, I'd probably be more inclined to say, let's go Rams. But using my head, not my heart, my head says Philly's going to win one more game. But Philly and Detroit, like Washington isn't there yet, but could they win and get there because of their quarterback? Yeah, they could. Are they a better team than Detroit? No. Are they a better team than Philly from top to bottom? Hell no. But are they playing at a level where they can knock off, take baby steps one team at a time, and just somehow in a miracle type fashion make it to the Super Bowl? And who knows, even win. It's possible. If JD5 wins the Super Bowl, it's going to be remarkable. It's going to be unbelievable. It's going to be unheard of. It'll never be repeated again. It'll be the best rookie season ever for a player. Ever. If he even makes it to the Super Bowl, there will be no rookie season, I think, that we can look at and say that was a better rookie season or even comparable. Even right now, it feels very much like he's one of the best rookies to ever play. And that and who told you? We told you.
Let him cook.
We told you. We told you about JD5. JD5 is the only 5.
There are 2 5s? JD5, AR5? There can't be.
Oh no. They're gonna cross streams. Oops. Well, damn. He's a fragile Freddy.
He's a 5. JD5 is the only 5.
JD5 is him, and now all can see. He graduated from Himothy University. Unleash the Washington Kraken. JD5 to Saturn
And beyond.
to Saturn.
And beyond.
Supernova.
He's a 5.
So, anyway, I think at the end of the day, my heart says hopefully JD5 makes it to the Super Bowl. Hopefully, if there's a team I'm rooting for to make it to the Super Bowl over any other, it's Washington, and it's JD5. I do have probably the most, I would say, I don't know, feelings of hope for the Detroit Lions, I guess, to maybe win the Super Bowl. Gibbs, St. Brown, Jameson Williams, lots of players we love, show players. I think sometimes it comes down to that for me more than anything. Fandom doesn't really get involved in this from this angle. If the Cardinals were in the mix and they're not, and the Buffalo Bills are my second team, I still, from this seat with this hat on this angle, I really don't let my fandom get involved. If I was off air and I'm talking to buddies and they're like, who do you want to win? I'm rooting for the Bills in many ways, but from a fantasy football show perspective, and I can separate myself from it very, very well, I'm rooting for a bunch of our Lions boys. I'm rooting for JD5. I do want the Buffalo Bills and the Chiefs kind of almost even Steven from this side of the fence. I'm still rooting for, that's the beautiful part about fantasy, is you can root for everything. And when you do Underdog promo code Smitty best ball drafts, especially the playoff ones, you can have skin in the game in every single game, so that you're not sitting there going, oh, I'm depressed because a certain team made it and your team got knocked out by that team earlier in the year, whatever. You get involved in fantasy from a playoff perspective, you'll never turn back. You'll want to do it every single offseason. It's absolutely glorious. So make sure you hit that link. I'm going to drop the link in the live chat right now. Here's the link right here. It's in the description of the video. But I will be rooting for players more than teams, to be honest with you. Travis, you're live.
Hey, what's up?
You on Rock Out's phone?
Yeah, little time delay.
Hey, Rock Out, you're live. 1 1,000, 2 1,000, 3 1,000, 4 1,000, 5 1,000, 6. Yeah! Where's Rock Out?
He was out in Interstellar Space Oven.
Yeah, he was gone.
30 seconds. No, I was going to say, I think pretty much what you're saying. Like, it's going to be kind of status quo. What we think is probably going to happen will happen with the matchups. The Buffalo and Ravens one is tough. And I keep saying I think Kansas City wins, but I think the toughest hang with them for a half or so. I think they're a little more dangerous than people give them credit for. But
yeah,
I'll take a laugh from them on that.
Yeah.
And I'd like to see the Lions win just because of so many years of losing. And plus, I like Dan Campbell, and I think people give him too much crap now. It's almost like I'm a little bit popular and giving him crap for going for it too much. And I kind of like to see him sticking to the league a little bit.
It is so weird, like even thinking about it right now when I was describing how my mind works. It's so weird though. Sometimes I sit here and I'm like, I walk into this studio and I look at football so differently than if I'm just like watching it. It's, and even when I'm watching it though, I'm in a fantasy state of mind almost the entire time now. It's really hard to get into a fandom state for me anymore. The only way I can do that is if, let's say, the Cardinals or the Bills are playing in an isolated game. So it's not like on Sunday with the red zone and everything. So I think this is where as I've mentioned, the Ravens could easily beat the Bills. But I'll be rooting for the Bills. That's my second team, essentially. So I'm rooting for the Bills. My heart is probably a little bit biased here. It's probably I'm bleeding in a little bit to that. But I really do separate it for the most part pretty well. Like if the Cardinals were, there's no way I'd have the Cardinals advancing. Like I'm not going to let anything like that influence me. I'm very much, I think, sound-minded when I'm doing a bracket or talking about fantasy production or trying to do a prediction. Doesn't mean I'm not rooting down deep for a team, but I've gotten so good at like literally just removing that part of my life. I've literally very rarely experienced football from a fandom perspective. It's not in my blood anymore.
Well, I don't get the point. I mean, I guess some people it's just impossible to do it. I'm not saying that's good or bad, but if you're analyzing something, you have to remove it. Like you got to wear two different hats there because the second you let fandom come into it, you're not giving a true, honest analysis.
Yeah, but for me, I haven't worn the hat for so long, and I never wear it for very long. It's kind of like gone away. You know, like I don't get upset when the Cardinals have a bad year. I don't get upset if the Bills lose to the Ravens and Lamar runs an 80-yard touchdown to win the game. Not a single part of me anymore is alive inside my heart and from a fandom perspective. Like, I sometimes envy people that have that Niner bias with the goggles. Like, I can't do that anymore. I have nothing in me anymore that allows me to have that passion for one team anymore. I kind of enjoy it though, because like I said, if Lamar runs an 80-yard touchdown to win the game, I'm not depressed and kicking the TV and throwing it. Like, I'm for a moment, I'm like, damn, I really wanted Josh Allen to finally get a Super Bowl, but like, I'm just excited for the Lamar run, what that did for fantasy, how excited we are about next year. Now let's talk about Lamar's value. And it's kind of enjoyable, but at the same time, I do envy some people that have the fandom part of it that I don't have anymore. I can't do it. I couldn't do my job well if I allowed myself to put that hat on, and so pretty much the hat's gone.
Yeah, I mean, I see it a lot here in Boston sports too. Like, I'm a diehard fan, but I still try to separate the fandom from reality. And I mean, some people can't do it. And like I said, it's not a good or bad thing. I'm not saying either way. But and then I think on top of it with football, like, if I'm just being honest, you know, because I know I get crap for it sometimes, deserving so, but we've been spoiled so much as Patriots fans. Like,
yeah,
how
that's
could
true.
You really get angry?
That's true. You guys have been living it for a
that
while.
was going to happen, but even if they come back and lose a big game, sure, you're upset, but how can you truly be, like, devastated and angry if you live through what
and Baxter's right. Playing so much fantasy has destroyed fandom for a lot of people, not just me. But I wouldn't say destroyed. Destroyed for me is not a good word, because it's almost liberating to literally enjoy football as much as I do and have no real depression tied to a team losing or multiple years. I have some fantasy football depression that everybody has when a prediction gets injured, or like when Rice got hurt, or the year that the Javonte and Breece Hall both tore their ACL. There's a lot of, like, you just want to slam everything and break something, and so I'm not saying I don't have that from week to week. It definitely does that, but the pain of a team losing team, like the pain of the Cardinals, for example, if I allowed that to fester in me the year after year after, like a Chicago Bear fan, it's so depressing to have that amount of the amount of negative years in a row, and then the lofting up of expectations, crashing down, the lofting up I'm actually liberated that I don't have to have that feeling anymore.
Yeah, well, I was just going to say, like, I understand if you've had a team that you've never seen a championship in, or even Niners fans to a point where, people who weren't there for the Montana years, that, the newer generation of fans who they've been there so many times to get their heart broken, don't almost get there. Because I felt that I was born into that with Red Sox fans. My grandparents and my parents, and it's like, 86 years until they won the championship. So no one had seen it. So, like, up until they won the World Series, I knew that feeling. So I understand it a little bit. But
yeah. Well, anyway, off top on another topic, Barkley. First of all, does Underdog have a new mitten or whatever up? Let me see. Because I know they filled up all their playoff stuff, but I assume they were going to start another one. So let me just go look. Battle Royale is still up. Let's see if they've got like a mitten 3 or something like that. Let me see.
The mitten returns 3.
Do they? Mitten returns.
The mitten returns 3. The big mitten returns.
God, why is it at the tail end? Okay,
the bigger mitten returns, and then they have some smaller ones like Battle Royale, Wild.
Yeah.
They have a bunch down below too. Right?
Yeah, the mitten returns. So maybe we do some of those tonight. because I want to potentially make sure I don't miss out on a boatload of these, and so we might do like a marathon of drafting tonight on this. Let me see real quickly. Is it not allowing me? I don't know if this is, let me see if I can plug this in. It may not allow me to, I might have to restart. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Okay, good. Everybody, let's do a couple drafts here. Let's finish the show off that way. I jumped into one now, and so I'll let you know when we're going to jump into another one. But to get into this draft, make sure you go to this link right here. It's Underdog Fantasy, promo code Smitty. I'm going to draft one draft without you guys so I don't get sniped like a mofo. I'm drafting in the 3 spot, and let's attack this thing. Okay, so Jahmyr Gibbs goes number 1. Josh Allen, Lamar. I'm very much a quarterback type of guy here, but with it being 4 people in each draft, see there's only 4 people in each of these drafts, you literally can wait, but when you wait, you're kind of leaving it up to everybody else to give you the quarterback. I'm gonna go Derrick Henry here, and let's just see who gets taken. Of course I want Lamar. Okay, he goes Josh Allen. I've seen people go quarterback before. I'm gonna go Lamar, so we'll go Lamar and we'll go Henry. It's a pretty good start. Obviously, I'm banking on the Ravens to go to the Super Bowl. At least go to the Super Bowl. They don't have to win again in these mittens. Essentially, for anybody that doesn't know how they work with these mittens, it was a lot harder when you had to try and predict who was going to be a wild card winner and try and predict all that ahead of the time. But now that we've consolidated down to these teams, there's no ambiguity. Everybody's playing in this round here. Everybody's playing in this round. So there's no like, okay, I'm going to draft Mahomes who's on a bye, and then I got to get a wild card quarterback on top of that. Now it's pretty clear cut. I'm picking the Ravens to win both games. So in this particular draft. Now, according to my bracket, I should be doing a lot of teams that are KC, Detroit related, right? But I don't mind mixing it up and having a big dose of everything, because how often does your prediction of what team win come true? Sometimes you just want to go the opposite. Now here's the crazy part. Do I go Jalen Hurts, have 2 quarterbacks? I'm going to do it.
Is it 2 games or 3?
I'm going to do it. Or I'm sorry, 3. Did I say 2? I meant 3. Yeah, so I'm going to do Eagle. I'm going to do the Eagles. I'm going to predict that the Eagles face off. And even if, let's say, this doesn't work out, the Eagles don't make it, but they still score. He still scores a lot this week. My likelihood of advancing is very strong. But from this angle here, I think I'll go Devontae Smith and pair him with Jalen Hurts. I was going to go Puka Nacua, but if I'm predicting a pretty bad performance out of Stafford, I'm going to go Devontae Smith. Give me the stack. So Lamar, Henry stack, Jalen Hurts, Devontae Smith stack. Feeling pretty good so far about this squad.
And you got a quarterback reach conference too.
Yeah,
could be beneficial.
Yeah, and let's say the Eagles and the Ravens make it to the Super Bowl. I'm going to dominate quarterback scoring just because they're both going to blow up, and whichever one scores more, I'm going to get. And I'm also if I'm up and I have a lead, there's a lot higher likelihood that no one's going to pass me if I've got 2 of the quarterbacks. Like I'm going to be so set up. Right. Now it was risky because I could have got JMO or Laporta or something like that, but we'll see what I can cook up here. So Puka's still there. Nico's still there. I do need to win the first round. So even drafting a Nico, it's understandable to take a player that's going to be like Zay Flowers, for example, could play longer. But at the same time, I feel pretty good about what I've got so far. I'm going to take Nico or Kyron. I think I'll go.
I checked the running backs.
I'm gonna go Nico because the odds of Kyron going there he went. I was gonna say a little smaller. Zay's still there. Zay Flowers is probably.
He's not playing, right?
He's doubtful, but man, I think I'll leave him there a little longer. Mixon's also injured. Shakir. Whoops. What about Mark Andrews?
I like Andrews and Likely with Flowers.
Yeah, let's go Andrews. So now I've got Derrick Henry, Lamar Jackson, Devontae Smith, and Hurts. Like, I have a lot of possibilities. Nico for at least the one game. Mark Andrews paired with my stack of Lamar and Henry. So I got 3 players on the Ravens. Is pretty solid.
Huge touchdown upside there too. Those 3 Ravens.
Can you look up Zay Flowers' likelihood of playing the next game real quick while I'm drafting?
Yeah, let me see if I can find something.
Hollywood Brown's kind of intriguing here. Isaiah Likely's down there. What about getting Jaden Daniels here just to get another quarter? I don't know. Why not? I mean, I got a lot of potential already. I've already got Devontae Smith, Jalen Hurts, Lamar, Henry, Andrews. I'll probably get Likely. Let me know on Flowers real quick because I'm on the clock. If you have
it. I'm all I'm seeing is that it's doubtful, slight chance he can play, but he hasn't been ruled out yet.
Let's go Likely here. So I got Likely, Andrews, Lamar, Henry. I got 4 players on the one team, and they did, and then they have Hurts and Devontae Smith. Maybe I go JD5 here. I'm gonna go JD5 here. Get a third quarterback. Just have domination of quarterback scoring. I know these people are probably losing their shit right now. They're like, dude took JD5. He already had Hurts and Lamar. That was my quarterback.
The thing is, the wide receiver tight ends are together, as a position. So you can take anything there. You don't have to separate them. And Likely's good with Flowers out. I mean, he always picks up with Flowers.
What about Justice Hill? I think that's kind of crafty.
It's very crafty. He's another guy that benefits from having a guy like Flowers out. He gets a couple extra passes a lot of the time.
Kind of want to go.
They use him in the red zone.
I think I'm going to go Mixon, even though he's
expected to play.
Yeah, but just I'm going to go Mixon here, and then I'm going to go Justice Hill. Wow, this is a good team. I like this a lot. This gives me multiple ways to potentially win. I'm going to go Justice Hill here. This is quite the squad. Look at this team. Lamar, Hurts, Jaden Daniels, Derrick Henry, Mixon, Justice Hill, Devontae Smith, Nico, Mark Andrews, and Likely. That's pretty damn good. I'm very anxious to see what it projects me. Now, it's going to project me a little higher than most, I think, because of my quarterback projections, but damn. Yeah, Goddard would have been a nice addition as well. I kind of had to miss out on something. So, man, it had one team higher than me. 545 is pretty good, though. That's a lot higher score than normal, though. 563. What's this guy got? Goff, Barkley, Pacheco, Hunt, Amon-Ra, A.J. Brown, Puka. Yeah, that's pretty good, too. Goddard, I like that team. That does deserve to be up there. This squad's pretty damn good, though. Lamar, Hurts, JD5, Henry, Mixon, Justice Hill, Devontae Smith, Nico, Andrews, Likely. I like it a lot. That's solid. All right, let's go into one more right now, at least one more. So if anybody wants to draft with me right now, click this link right here. Boom. And Underdog, use code Smitty. That link will insert code Smitty for you. You're going to go over to the Mitten Returns. It's going to say the Mitten Returns number 3, $5 entry. It's the very last card, so I'm going to give you guys like a minute to swipe over. So click that link. You're obviously, if you haven't done it before, you want to sign up. They'll match your first deposit 50% all the way up to $1,000 at Underdog using code Smitty. The link inserts code Smitty for you. And the link in the description, if you're watching the replay of the video, has the link as well, or you just enter code Smitty. But they'll match your first deposit 50% all the way up to $1,000. The minimum is only $10, so they'll give you $5 if you do the minimum $10 deposit. And these are $5 drafts. So you do a $10 deposit, they'll give you $5. You can do 3 of these playoff drafts. They're the Mitten Returns 3. All right, I've given you guys enough time to swipe over to the final card under the Home tab in the lobby. So lobby selected, Home tab selected, and Drafts tab selected at the bottom. It'll be on the cards. You swipe all the way to the Mitten 3. Click the green button now if you guys want to jump into a Mitten draft with me right now. They'll fill really quickly. There's only 4 drafters per spot, so if you don't get into the draft with me, they filled already, then you just draft alongside me and use the same process. Don't worry about being in the same one. Let's see. I don't know if any of these guys are people. Joe, Freeze, and Mafia. I don't know. I'm assuming one of those is our people, but because it filled like that. All right. I'm in the 1 pick. Do I go Josh Allen, Lamar, Mahomes, Hurts, St. Brown, or Barkley? I'm kind of thinking Barkley because I think Hurts will definitely be available out of the 4 quarterbacks. So I think I go Barkley. But the thing is, do I want to roll with my prediction of the Chiefs being a team that is making it all the way to face off against the Lions? So do I go Gibbs or something? Tough to say.
Yeah.
Barkley or Gibbs? I mean, I think the Lions are the ones that I think I'm going to go Gibbs.
I was just going to say I like the Lions more than the Eagles. So, real quick on Flowers, it almost seems like if he doesn't play this week, if they win, he'll probably play next week. Because he didn't practice, but he was on the field doing some drills and moves, so he's moving around now. Looks like he's progressing.
I'm going to go Gibbs.
But risky.
This one I'm going to go with my bracket thinking. I'm not going to go with just. I keep wanting to draft Barkley. I keep wanting to draft Hurts and such. But at the end of the day, Gibbs feels like the running back that will play. That'll have the best chance of playing the most games. So I'm going to go Gibbs. Amon-Ra just went. That sucks, but that's okay. I still have the AFC side of the football too. So I'm going to try and, figure out who I want. If it's going to be KC, then I can go I could go Kelsey. I think Kelsey probably has a good playoff. He seems like that. He's in that mode where,
always seems to. Yeah.
He's going to struggle and then he's going to go nuts.
Flip that switch.
So I guess Mahomes, I don't want to risk it and not have Mahomes. But then again, worst case scenario, I have Hurts probably, unless someone takes 2 quarterbacks. So do I risk not going QB here? Let's do it. Let's go Kelsey. And, damn. Do I go Worthy or do I take the better player like Puka or Kyron?
I guess it depends on your faith in the Rams, or do you just want to use it to win this league?
Let's go Worthy. Let's hope we get. I also think
go ahead. I was going to say, going off in your bracket, it would be going with Worthy, because if you don't think Stafford's going to do great this week.
Well, what I'm going to do is, I don't want to, as much as I love Kyron, I don't think the Rams are winning, so I'm not going to pick Kyron. I'll do 1 or 2 drafts with it, no doubt. I went Worthy because I think what I'm going to do is isolate Mahomes so he's not an attractive stack anymore to anybody. Because I got Kelsey, I got Worthy. I think he probably gets left alone, but we'll see. If not, then I could get Goff. I'm fine. I could still draft Goff anyway. So Montgomery. So I got 3 picks until we get back. So far, no quarterbacks have gone. I might just take 2 quarterbacks, to be honest, right here, because I feel pretty good about it having 3 players I believe to be in the Super Bowl. And I think once you decide who you're having go to the Super Bowl, you got to live and die by that with that team. You can't start getting too cute or crazy. You just got to say to yourself, it's gonna be Mahomes versus Goff. Or like I said, if you pick, let's say, Josh Allen and Mahomes, then you're gonna have good scoring for 2 games with your quarterback situation. So Josh Allen just went. So I'll go Mahomes here. Puka, Nico, Kyron, Pacheco, or Hurts.
You have a running back yet?
Gibbs. So
right.
Do I go Hurts here just to get that damn quarterback scoring? Maybe I do, because Gibbs is my only Detroit Lions side of this thing. So I'm gonna go Hurts. I'm gonna go Hurts here, because now if Mahomes and the Eagles make it, I have a chance of winning it all. And if the Lions and the Chiefs make it, I have a chance of winning it all. So it's actually beautiful. Yeah. We'll go with it like that. I would have liked Goff, but this guy who has Barkley is probably pissed as hell. He's got Devontae Smith and Barkley. He's probably so mad. He should have went Hurts instead of Josh Allen. He got cute and tried to get Josh Allen and Hurts, and no go, son. Not on my watch. He's probably swearing right now. He probably started a new draft. He said, screw this. Okay, so Puka's still there. Kyron's still there. I'm probably going to go with either Puka or Kyron and take the points for right now. Or I could go both if they both fall. I don't predict a lot for that game, though, but if I'm wrong, at least it'll be a nice... I don't really like anybody else too much. Okay, Puka went. So maybe I go Kyron, and do I go Hollywood Brown? Kyron and Hollywood.
Hollywood or D-Hop, one of the two.
I could go D-Hop and Hollywood. Or do I go Kyron?
D-Hop does well against the type of defense the Texans run, for what it's worth.
As much as I love Kyron, this particular bracket that I'm banking on off this has the Rams not advancing. So I'm going to go with the long jet. This is good because I got Worthy, I've got Kelsey, I've got Hollywood and D-Hop. Like, no matter what,
you get the whole pass.
I'm scoring like balls to the wall. And Pacheco's still there, Kareem Hunt's still there. So if I make it through this last pick right here, I'm taking both of those guys.
Yeah.
Although I sniped this guy's Hurts, I imagine he's pretty pissed off. Isaiah Pacheco, I knew he was going to snipe me. Let's see who we can snipe from him, just to get him back. Let's see here. I don't know.
So you need 5 guys.
Maybe I'll go Terry McLaurin. I'll go Terry McLaurin here. If he makes it back to me, I'll go JD5 and just have that Washington side in case Washington does play KC. I could win it all. I think that's kind of the way you got to look at it. You got to try and see, can you make a bunch of different combinations of ways to win? And the truth is, I can. It does all go through KC going to the Super Bowl for this particular team, but if KC goes to the Super Bowl and faces the Eagles, I could win it all. If KC goes to the Super Bowl and faces the Detroit Lions, I could win it all. If KC goes and faces the Washington Commanders, I definitely will win it all. Or I wouldn't say definitely, but I definitely have a strong shot if I end up getting... Joe's probably watching in here right now, though. Joe, the guy that sniped me.
Who's got that running back? Everyone's gone. Right?
Brian Robinson Jr., Eckler, Ty Johnson's not bad. P. Ryan.
Yeah, you're probably better off going with the JD5 if you're last.
I honestly think Kareem Hunt was pretty crafty. I mean,
he was, yeah.
I don't even know if I like Pacheco right now over Kareem Hunt. I don't know.
I don't necessarily. I think they trust Hunt more right now.
Yeah, maybe I go RB here.
That was the only other way I could see you going, just to add some depth. Because you only have the two RBs.
See, Joe is watching. Joe's watching. He's sniping every move I say right here. Joe, draft your own team, bro. It might be fun. Okay, let's go with. Maybe I don't know. I'm timing out here, so I'll just roll with Cooper Kupp, just in case he does something. 562. Yeah.
So Sir Devious was in the 2 spot. That's who was sniping in.
Yeah, nice work. Draft your own team, Devious. Okay. That's the one downside about drafting in these scenarios. Okay. Let me go into lobby. So I'll tell you guys when to jump in. Scroll over to the final card it should be. It's the Mitten $5. So once you get there, you'll click on the $5 one. Make sure you use that link. And then go ahead and hit the green button now. Okay, here we go. Let me go in. Okay. Hopefully, no offense, Joe. Hopefully you're not in this draft to take my team. Okay. Bad, all day, and Cash. I kind of recognize Cash. If you're in this draft, let me know. That's right, Joe. I'm just messing with you. Kind of. You did take my JD5 and McLaurin complete. Probably cost me the whatever this is, 10K. What is it? What is the prize money? Joe probably cost me, if the Washington Commanders go to the Super Bowl, Joe, you cost me 10K. Okay.
No.
Yeah.
3 drafts at once. So.
Yeah, sure, buddy. Excuses. But you sure hear me complaining about it. You're not that distracted, are you? St. Brown, Josh Allen. Let's go Jahmyr Gibbs again. I like the way we were building that team.
Yeah, it was a tough one to pass up to the way he's going.
I wasn't paying attention, Smitty. I'm just watching the show. Come on, Joe. Look, Joe, you're paying your hard-earned money to play in it. You should draft whoever you want. Like, of course, I'm going to bust your balls a little bit because you may have cost me 10 grand, but at the end of the day, you are putting your own $5 in. You should draft exactly who you want, no matter what I'm doing. But it is hilarious. At the same time, Joe. Let's go with damn, man. I hate to say who I want because I'm afraid I'm going to get sniped.
I know. I wouldn't say it too early.
Don't take him, Cash. Don't do it. Don't do it. Damn it. I almost had Henry. I'm going to go Mahomes here. So I got Gibbs and Mahomes again. That would have been nice to have Gibbs and Henry.
Feels like it could be a Chiefs Lions Super Bowl. Very possible.
That's what I'm rooting for.
Ryan Gibbs in the chat is begging me to be the next head coach of the Cowboys.
Okay, I'll get on that. All right, sorry, I'll put it on board view here. It went Amon-Ra, Josh Allen, Gibbs, Saquon, Derrick Henry. Saquon and Derrick Henry's nasty from that 4 spot.
Yeah, that's a good one.
That's just filthy. What do I do here?
There's a good pass catchers. If you want that one, but
I'm going to go Hurts here. I'm going to go with my theory that it's a really good strategy to have 2 big quarterbacks that you're trying to face off against each other. Now, granted, that this is a Lions, like I'm going to see, one of them not make it. That's fine, though. Sometimes I feel like you got to get there. You got to get to the big game. And there's ways of finding another player to, like when you draft a Justice Hill or something like that, later. There's a way of getting an extra player later. I want to make sure I feel like the team is going to make it to the finals. And this right here, I believe, is going to give me a great shot.
yeah. And that next guy may have gone, Lamar and Hurts, back to back too.
Now,
Hurts there.
the question is, do I go... I'm on the clock. J-Mo. This is tough. I'll go. Because I haven't gone Pookie yet. I'm going to take him in this one. I'm running the risk of really dividing this team up, though. It's so tough to take a player. Like I was going to go J-Mo because I think J-Mo and Gibbs together is nice against Mahomes, but this is where it gets dicey because now I got to start picking some sides here. Monty was somebody I was going to grab at this next pick, but I wasn't sure if he was going to last. Okay. So right here on the clock, I'm going to probably swing back in the direction of, as much as I want to go Nico. If I go Nico, I'm for sure advancing, but Worthy just got sniped. Shit. I guess I'm going to go... Shit, man. Now I'm getting like a Ram. So I've got 2 Rams.
Well, I mean, it doesn't, like you said, it helps you advance.
So now I got to pull it together here, though. I got to pick sides. It's like, do I go? Do I go? Am I rooting for the Rams in this one? Do I take Cooper Kupp next? Do I go? I kind of have some options here. As much as I want to go Nico so badly right here. I want to go Nico so badly. I got to start taking some Chiefs, I think. So... I will go Hopkins here. So now I have Mahomes, Hopkins, and I have Gibbs or Hurts or Kyren and Puka in terms of like additional pieces. So I got three players that could be, at least 3 players that could be in the finals so far out of a lot of these scenarios. Obviously, if the Rams went, I'd have more. I'd have 4 players, but let's go. So Pacheco got sniped here. That sucks.
I think the guy after you is going to take the game.
Yeah, I think all day's in the chat. All day's got to be in the chat. I don't even think he had any Chief players up top. He did not. He's got Buffalo Bill players anyway. Okay. Hollywood got sniped. I'm in some trouble. Let's go ham on advancing. Let's go ham on advancing. I'll go Nico here. Why not? There's some other tricks up my sleeve. I mean, I could go Mixon here, and then I've got Mixon and Nico. I've got Puka and Kyren. Like, I'm kind of getting pairs of 2 from everybody from the NFC. And Puka and also Nico in the AFC. But let's see, what do I do here? If I go Mixon, not that Houston's going to advance, but you never know. I mean, every time, you know, the playoffs are over, we're scratching our heads on 2 or 3 things. So it could just be one of those things. I make this my wild bracket, but I've got Mixon available. I've got Zay Flowers available. I've got Goddard available. Let's see here. Jaden Daniels. I could go Kareem Hunt here. It just seems smart.
But I've got Mixon available.
All right, Nap, you got to turn down the background music, bro, when you call in. All right, Kareem Hunt. So here's my team so far. So I got Patrick Mahomes. I've got DeAndre Hopkins. I have Kareem Hunt. So I have 3 players from KC. If the Rams make it, I'm golden. If the Eagles make it, I've got Hurts. So that would be 4 players. If the Lions make it, I'd have Gibbs. So that would be 4 players. So I still got to potentially lean toward like a Lion. Let's see who else I can get. There's Gainwell. There's, I don't know. This is getting thin. Part of me wants to just take Jaden Daniels here. I could go Cooper Kupp. That way I'd have another Ram player. Kupp just went. Yeah, Nap, what's up?
Did Goddard go? You doing another draft of this one?
Probably one. Depends.
I'm trying to get in.
I'll go JD5 just for fun. Yeah, Goddard's gone, I think. No, he's still there. Yeah, that's a smart play. I didn't even see him there. I looked down and I couldn't believe he was still there, actually. I should have went Goddard right there.
I was thinking.
Yeah, I got Hurts.
Yeah.
That would have been smart.
You got no Lions in there. You know the Lions going to the Super Bowl.
I know Cash is watching, so he's just going to take Goddard now. That's the one reason I don't do a lot of my drafts. Like, I don't want to do a lot of them. I need to do a lot of them streaming with you guys. I have to. Like, you know, I want to promote Underdog. I want to draft with you. I want to show you guys process. But sometimes I'll start one before the live stream begins because it's not productive. You know, when you tell everybody what you're going to do.
Crazy, though. Because it doesn't necessarily help people.
I know, like you might as well stay with.
Like, I'm afraid they're gonna miss out.
Dallas Goddard.
Do you do live basketball drafts for the regular season?
Of course.
He took them. Unbelievable.
Of course I do.
It's my first year on the channel.
Yeah, is Juju healthy?
I don't know. Juju, Noah Gray.
Justin Watson.
I just went with another Eagle. just to pair somebody up. Yeah, not didn't fall the best way. The sniping was ridiculous. Thanks, Cash. Appreciate you. All right, let's get into one more once we see how this shakes out.
I think Cash was gonna take JD5, but he should have taken him earlier. He got greedy.
Yeah, he probably thought I was sniping him. Okay, let's go over to guys. Go to Underdog. You're gonna go over to the final card, the Mitten 3 returns, $5 entry. Underdog will match your first deposit 50% all the way up to $1,000. Get ready to press the green button. Underdog promo code Smitty. Click that green button now for the Mitten 3 $5 entry. Do it live, do it live, do it live, do it live. They fill up quickly, so there's only 4 people in each draft, so if you don't get in, that's okay. Did you Nap, did you get into my draft? You probably didn't.
Yeah, I think so.
What's your name?
I pressed it right when you said it, and I don't see it.
What's your name?
Nap ball.
No, you didn't get in. It's really hard to get in the same draft because they're filling quickly.
Yeah, it's only 4.
Yeah, but just draft. We'll talk about your draft as we go. All right, let me
I
get.
got one.
You got the what?
I got pick 1. I think it's gonna be Lions Bills in Super Bowl.
Okay, I got the 1 pick 2, so we can be very close to the same draft. All right, so this is the final draft, and then we'll be done for the night here. Kind of want to go Gibbs again. Part of me wants to draft Barkley, but I haven't drafted a lot of Barkley yet, so kind of want to go Barkley, but at the same time, if I'm banking on the Lions, I'm gonna do a lot of these Gibbs. Oh God, I'm gonna time out.
Yeah. And if you have the chance
to take one.
No, they seem to be falling, bro. And there's only 4 drafters, so you tend to get at least Mahomes or Hurts or something. And I think Mahomes is going to go to the Super Bowl anyway, so I just kind of wait on my QB. But I'm also wearing my strategy on my sleeve right here, and then people snipe the hell out of me. I don't know. I don't recognize anyone in here, but I'm sure one of these two are watching. Barkley and Josh Allen is filthy from the turn picks there. That's awesome. Cook, Mahomes, Hurts, Lamar, all available right now. I've got Gibbs in the NFC, so Mahomes or Lamar makes sense from the AFC side of things for me. Going both of them is intriguing.
Motion detected at the front door.
It's intriguing to go both quarterbacks. I keep doing that, but I don't know. Maybe I need to go Kelsey here. Okay, so he went Jamison Williams. I'm probably going to go Mahomes no matter what with this next pick. I'm going to cue him in case I time out as I talk it through. I really want to go Lamar as well, though. Despite them not being able to both make it to the Super Bowl, it's still going to guarantee me a really nice chance. But the question is, am I better off with Mahomes and Kelsey or Mahomes and Lamar?
Kind of like Mahomes and Kelsey, just from the standpoint of if you think Mahomes will do well enough, he can carry you through the first round.
For the most part, I do agree with that. I'm going to go Lamar here just because now when I get back around, I don't have to go KC. I can kind of decide to go either direction. So I'm going to do that for now. And I honestly, I'm just not.
Motion detected at the front door.
I feel like, I think Kelsey will do well. He always seems to do well. But I also think I'm going to force some people to take some QBs here. So Jalen Hurts win. I think Goff will probably go really quickly because someone's going to be afraid to not have a quarterback. I would imagine, or at least that pick number 3 might. Yeah, he went Goff. So Devontae Smith, AJ Brown, Laporta. Okay, so far Kelsey's still there. Oh, come on. Rob's going to snipe me if Rob's watching, if he's even Kelsey. Son of a bitch. Let's go Worthy and
No Ravens, Chiefs.
Should I go
Worthy and Andrews, or are you staying with the Chiefs? I don't know who's available either for other players. But.
Yeah, I'll go Hopkins here. Every time I do that, I'm not going to say it because it's certainly going to.
Yeah.
What do you got? What do you got from the one pick, Nap?
I went quarterbacks, and I grabbed Josh Allen.
Yeah, but what? Explain it. What do you have? Name your order.
I went Josh Allen, and then I went Goff, and I went J-Mo, Laporta, and Devon. I think it's gonna be a Lions-Bills Super Bowl.
Okay.
So
Okay. I hear you. Joe Mixon, Nico, Shakir, Dallas Goedert. Okay. I'm not feeling threatened by any of this. David Montgomery. I was hoping David Montgomery would fall to me so I could get Gibbs and Monty. That would have been pretty nice. Kind of tempted to do that here, but I thought I'd let it slide a little bit. All right, so on the clock here, Andrews is available. Maybe Andrews and Hollywood back-to-back here.
That's pretty solid.
That way I have Lamar and Andrews and Gibbs still. So 3 players if the Ravens advance. If the Chiefs advance, I mean, if the Ravens and Chiefs advance, both advance, week or next round, this coming round, then that's great because I'm going to get lots of scoring. But we'll go. So that means I'm looking for another Raven later. It's like likely or whatever.
I don't want to say anything yet.
Yeah. I like some of these other players. I like some of these other players that have nothing to do with what I'm building, though. Part of me still.
What's going on with Joe Mixon?
I should be playing, but it's tough to fully know. Travis, what was the last on Mixon you were reading? I can't pull it up right here.
He's expected to play.
Do I go? Yeah. Do I go Kareem Hunt or Rashad Bateman here, or likely? Which two? I guess.
Depends which way you want to go. I like Bateman and likely, but one of them may fall to your next round if you want to grab Hunt as well. I think the chances of all 3 of them going.
I'm gonna go Bateman and Hunt, and I'm gonna assume likely because he's a tight end and he's super inconsistent that he might fall. I mean, why would anybody take if they didn't have Lamar? There's no reason you should be taking likely, unless you're watching the show and you want to ruin your $5 entry, just for a laugh. Mac Hollins, do it live. Curtis Samuel, do it live. Who you going? Ty Johnson, do it live. Now, Rob's been watching. He's going to go likely. Go ahead. Screw up your whole bracket, Rob. Screw it all up. There you go, Dotson. Attaboy. Do I go Zay Flowers or likely, though?
Again, with Flowers, I don't know if he'll last. If you think he'll last to the next round, you could end up with both. But
you got any other Baltimore receivers?
Bateman, go Hill, Justice Hill, running back. That's a really nice Raven addition later. So Mahomes, I got Mahomes and Hunt and Worthy, Hopkins, and Hollywood. So I'm KC ready except for Kelsey and Pacheco. I got, but Lamar, Andrews, likely, and Bateman if the Ravens advance. And then honestly, like Gibbs could not even, he could make it one more round, lose, and I still could win off the KC boys.
You have a really good chance to have a stacked team in the Super Bowl, just off the Chiefs or the Ravens.
Yeah, I think it's a really good build. I think I'm protected pretty well.
What you think about this team? Josh Allen, Jared Goff, D-Mar, Ty Johnson, J-Mo, Laporta,
Nice.
D-Hop, Cooper, Keon Coleman,
Nice. All right, boys, I'm out of here. I'll see you probably tonight if I go live again.
All right. Later, guys.
All right, later, guys. All right, good job, Nap. I like your team. Underdog, promo code Smitty. See you boys tonight, potentially tonight. Could take the night off. I don't know. We'll see. See you all definitely tomorrow, but hopefully tonight. Appreciate you.